What's up, Fins family? How is everyone doing today? I am live right now from my bed. I hope everybody's doing well. TD hasn't been doing his greatest, hasn't been doing very well the last going on 48 hours. Not feeling very well, but you know what? God is good. I'm here. And I must say, not feeling well, laying in bed, reading articles about the Dolphins, reading threads on Twitter, reading what everybody has to say. This is one of the few times I get to sit back and actually just see what everybody has to say. And it's interesting to me, man. I officially recognize the hate of Tua Tagovailoa. And I must say that we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about so much more. But yes, I'm not on camera because I'm actually laying in my bed because I still don't feel very well. But you know what? Maybe talking about the Dolphins will make me feel better. All right. And plus, you only catch me in my bed on my OnlyFans account. So go check out my OnlyFans account at TDPHINSTALK. Oh man, I'm already making myself feel better. What's going on, everybody? Y'all hit that like button, man. Shout out to Vic. What's going on? Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Please hit that like button. I'm showing we got 133 people watching. Um, but yes, we got to talk about this. We really got to talk about this. Thank you. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Thank you, everybody that's telling me to feel better. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. But I got to get into this because first and foremost, I have been one of the most critical. Like, I think it's proven that I have been one of the most critical individuals of Tua Tagovailoa. You know, and I'm gonna be honest. The way I see it is, I've always called it how I saw it. I've always just told y'all what I see and how I feel about it. And there's always been a lot of people that didn't like that. And I recognize fandom. I recognize when there's fandom at play. If Tua does something bad and you say Tua did it bad and people get mad at you, that's their fandom. That's just straight up fandom, them loving a player so much that they don't see any wrong. And even if there is wrong, nobody's allowed to say it because you like them. That's typical. People do that with music artists, people do that with sports figures all the time. I mean, that's just normal. That's what you call fandom. And I get that. And even on this channel, I think that's where a lot of the controversy came from. I've always, and I will remain telling y'all, I always call it how I see it. If Tua looks great, I talk about how great he looks. If he looks like trash, I tell you how trash he looks. And I mean, it's pretty evident. All last year, I was talking about all the bad things he was doing, but nobody talks about what I said in the Arizona game, what I said in the New England game. Right after those games, all the praise that I would give him for those moments. And that's all fine and dandy. You're labeled a hater. It is what it is. It's a fan's job to label you. That's the century we're in, guys. If you give somebody a fact that they don't like, you're called a hater. That's the new definition of a hater now. A hater is someone who gives you the facts, and the facts make you get in your feelings. It allows you to call them a hater. That's what it is. Now, I just always thought that my approach, calling it how it is, was fair. And I still stick to the fact that it's fair. But the last 48 hours, I realized there truly is a level of hate for Tua Tagovailoa. And the only reason I recognize it is because when the kid deserves props for something and you still get negative reviews, that's where the line gets crossed. That's where the hate is real, like legitimately real. And I cannot believe over the last day and a half how much negative that I've seen in the Dolphins community about Tua Tagovailoa's performance versus the Bears. And I got to be quite honest with you all. I am floored. I am shocked. I am straight up shocked. Everybody's upset that Tua wasn't able to get us in the end zone. And with the exception of the interception, I continue to ask people, what else could he have done better? Outside of that one interception, what else could he have done better? Like, legitimately, give me just one. You ain't even got to get to two with me. Eliminate the interception. Name one, just one thing he could have done better. And he still got attacked. And that's where, I'm sorry, the hate is real. It was hard for me to see the hate because I always called out the truth. And people call me a hater. And I'm learning that a lot of people gravitated to me because they had a hate for Tua, because I would call it how it is. But those same people, I'm here to tell y'all, we are not alike. If you had something negative to say about Tua Tagovailoa outside of that one interception, me and you are not alike. We do not share the same sentiments at all. There wasn't a single thing this man could have done better in that game outside of the interception. I don't get it. I was actually highly impressed. Now, don't get me wrong. That interception was, oh my gosh, like when you watch the replay and you study the film and you see how bad of an interception it was. Now, that's a whole nother story, because I ain't going to lie to you. I have no excuse for that. I mean, that was just awful. I mean, the worst kind of awful. I mean, the man was wide open for a moonwalk touchdown, and you looked away from him just to come back late. But outside of that one thing, I don't know how I don't know anyone who can point out more than that in that game that he could have done better. And here comes the haters again, my haters at least. Here comes Samp One say, you do know you was on that train, TD. I wasn't on no train. I called it how I see it. If he looked like trash and played like trash, I called it trash. At least I could go in a game and say, look at this play, wide open guy, just didn't throw it. Look at this play, didn't even, just throws it late. Look at this play, throws it too low. Look at this play, holds on to the ball. Look, at least I could tangibly point out what the issue was. Every time I criticized him, I could tangibly point out where the criticism comes from. But what I'm seeing right now is a whole nother narrative. People are complaining about Tua and have no justification. None. Thank you, Kaja Jaka or KJ Jacob. I don't know how to pronounce it, but said TD was real and honest from the very beginning. And I was. Now, I might have thrown in a little insults in there, but that was only for the Tuaneers. That was just the trolling part of me. And he's still holding the ball too long, TD. Be real. Not in that game. We are solely talking about the Miami Dolphins versus the Chicago Bears. I don't see how no one in their right mind can find negative from Tua Tagovailoa in that game outside of the interception? Not one single thing. Like, give me one thing in the comment section outside of that interception so I can be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Nothing. It makes no sense. Somebody said, so is it safe to say you're a Tuaneer? LOL, not trolling, just want to know. Well, Humberto, you have to understand this whole Tuaneer notion. I put a definition behind it. I created a definition behind it. Insanity started the term Tuaneer. I put a definition behind it. And the answer is no, I'm not a Tuaneer. Because let me read the definition of what a Tuaneer is. A Tuaneer is someone that if the Miami Dolphins traded Tua today, they would no longer be a Dolphin fan. They would be a fan of whatever team he goes to. That is a Tuaneer. They're not real Dolphin fans. They're only fans of Tua Tagovailoa, and wherever he goes, they go. That's a Tuaneer. So no, it's not safe to say that I'm a Tuaneer and never will be one. Now I may troll the Tuaneers and say I'm one just to get them mad, but no. So for the record, a Tuaneer is someone who deep down really isn't a Dolphin fan. They only root for the Dolphins because Tua is our quarterback. That's a Tuaneer. It's that simple. Insanity said, LOL, you can't define a word you didn't create. LOL, that's not a Tuaneer. They're a subsection. That's a Tuaneer to me. Shout out to William Ray with the donation said, I love Tua, but there are some real concerns for the offseason. Ooh, offseason, man. I can't even read right now. There are some real concerns for the offense as a whole, and the problem starts with Tua. I don't believe he will get these issues corrected, but it might come at a cost of a few games. I'm interested, William. I'm interested in hearing what do you mean by, well, not what you mean by it, but I'm interested in actually hearing the tangible, real concerns that you have, like the descriptive concerns. What are those concerns? What problems start with Tua? I'm interested in hearing that. If you get a chance, elaborate, or I'll be dropping the link at some point, so you might be able to come through and enlighten us. But all I'm saying is Tua threw the ball 11 times. Excuse me. He threw the ball 11 times. He completed the ball 8 times. All 8 completions were actually a thing of beauty, if you ask me. Tight windows for some of them, like teardrops over the top. Like, I mean, he did what he had to do. No different from any other great quarterback. One may be a little bit outside, but it was caught, or one may be a little short, but it was caught. No different from any quarterback. No different. So the three passes he did not convert. One was the interception. Let's get that out of the way. We all know about that. The other two, one was to the tight end's hands was on it. He tried to reposition the ball by letting it go to recatch it and dropped it. It's not on Tua. And the last one was him about to throw another interception, if you ask me. He cocked that ball and said, nope, can't throw this. Let me throw it away. Smart. Wise. Wise. So it absolutely makes no sense. So for all these people out here talking about Tua play like trash, all he did is showed us that we're not going to win games. He turns the ball over. But we praise Ryan Fitzpatrick for doing the same doggone thing, taking us down the field just to turn it over. We got happy about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Oh, it's okay. It's okay with Ryan. We see, that's okay. Absolutely, it makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. Now, truth be told, when he threw that pick, I felt like we were watching Ryan Fitzpatrick, a guy who electrifies the offense, making throws in the open field, driving us all the way down the field just to turn it over at the end. Just to turn, I'm like, oh man. But you know what? Can we put some energy and focusing on what Tua has improved? First of all, if you ask me, that was 2 possessions in a row where the man took us down the field and put us in scoring range. When the last time we seen Tua had 2 consecutive drives putting us in range? Answer me that. See, y'all got me sitting up now. Answer me that. When's the last time Tua Tagovailoa has had 2 possessions in a row where he put us in range? And I'm sure he's had probably like a few, but come on, it don't all happen often. I seen this kid moving the ball. And let me tell you another thing that you're not talking about. You're not talking about he converted some huge third. He converted on some huge third downs. Somebody said Arizona game, my guy. No, I know that he has done it before. I just said, when was the last time? And if we want to go to the Arizona game, that's actually even more sad because it was so long ago. But I'm just saying, that's a good sign that we're moving the ball down the field. Like on that first drive, we punted the ball on a 3-and-out. And I was like, oh, we about to have more of the same. But then they just flipped the switch. And I think we did the 3-and-out because they were trying to establish the run a lot. Elliott said Tua is small. Yes, he is. Weak. I'm not sure about the weak part of it. And y'all can do better. Go Bills. Oh, that's a Bills fan. Yeah, he's small. Drew Brees was small too. He ain't weak. And can we do better? Everybody can do better. There's better quarterbacks than Josh Allen. So everybody can do better. Now, I got to get into another part of this segment. And I'm going to preach. Dolphin fans. All I ever ask you to do is be critical of your quarterback, not abuse them just because you don't like them. Unless you're doing it to the two and ears, that's a different story. Yeah, have fun. But be critical of your quarterback. But don't sit here. Oh my God. See, I want to change my tone right now because I want to start yelling at some people, honestly. So I'm gonna give a mixture of not yelling because I don't feel good and I don't feel like it. But I gotta tell y'all, if I could, I would have choice words, but I'm gonna try to keep it even here. Listen, don't sit here and be one of these freaking media puppets. Do not sit here and allow the media to rip your quarterback and you give them ammunition to do it. But you sit out here and watch the same freaking game that I watch versus the Bears, and you allow the sorry media to praise Justin Fields. How dare you allow them to disrespect Tua and you add on to it and you allow them to praise Justin Fields when we destroyed him in that first 3 reps? And when our third stringers came out, he finally did something. But you allow them to make any narrative they want to freaking make. As if, oh my gosh, did you see how well he played? He ain't played well. He played like trash. He ain't did nothing special. He ain't moved the ball. He punted the ball 3 times in a freaking row. Ain't did nothing no freaking special. But y'all all about that, but you'll allow them to attack your own freaking quarterback. Basically, they made it seem like Justin Fields had more success than Tua when we know what the circumstance was. Tua played against their first team. Justin Fields was playing against our second and third team. And still didn't do as good, if you ask me. And we allow that crap. We allow that crap. And we don't make it no better by trying to disrespect their own QB. I can see if he came out there playing like trash, I can see a Tua was 3 for 11, threw the pick, held on to the ball, freaking bad throws. Hell, I'll be on here right now having at it with him. I'll be here right now going in on Tua like I used to when he gave us performances like that. Y'all watched the same game I watched. First 3 drives from Justin Fields, shutout. Only completions he made was on the 3rd down, and it was in front of the sticks. And I'm sitting here the last few days, not feeling well. Like, man, I gotta go live about this. I don't feel good. Finally, I get enough strength to talk about this now, but I've been boiling for the last few days because all of a sudden in the national media, Justin Fields needs to start, and he proved that he needs to be the starter, and blah 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 blah. And how good he looked, and look at what put up 200 yards, and look at the touchdown. And the media not giving no context. They ain't looking at a single fact that our starters didn't even play. Our impact players, our 2 defensive ends, our 2 starting cornerbacks. Come on, man. Doesn't make no sense. Doesn't make sense. And we allowing it. All Tua showed us is that he's going to be the same guy that he was last year. Where did you get that from? Well, how did you equate that? We got to do better, man. Y'all know me, man. If anybody should have any credibility on this conversation, it should be me, because I don't mind calling out whenever he screwing up and he looking like trash. But we are being ridiculous now. We are really going over the top now. And the crazy thing is, you would actually have to be putting in significant effort to say that he did anything bad other than that interception in that game. You would have to literally truly be a Tua hater, like legitimately be a hater, to say outside of that interception that he was bad in that game. TD, you don't have to down Justin Fields. Oh no, to raise Tua. That's some insecure shit. Well, first off, I'm not downing Justin Fields. But what did Justin Fields do in the first 3 drives? Did he do anything productive? He didn't do anything productive. In the first 3 drives, he didn't get a single first down. They punted the ball. So here comes another one of those individuals that want to say that you're downing somebody and it's insecure to down somebody. They want to try to throw these little sly little insults. That's insecure. Tell me what I said that wasn't a fact. Y'all new age dudes need to stop, bro. Y'all need to stop this mess, man. I'm sorry. I see, these are one of the moments I gotta call somebody out. Y'all gotta stop this little softness stuff, man. Y'all gotta stop this behavior. Insecure. Y'all turn facts that you don't like into something. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop this mess, man. Call it how you see it. Ain't nobody down in Justin Fields. I'm just amazed that people sitting there allowing the media to write a narrative like he's ready for the freaking NFL already. I ain't got nothing against Justin Fields, nor do I have anything for him to be downing him. I always call it how I see it. I call it how I see it. That's insecure, downing one man to lift another. No, I ain't doing that. I never do that. That's what all them people did with Tua last year. Down the O-line, down the receivers just to build him up. I call it how I see it. Period. Call what you saw on the interception. Already did. Already did. It's unexplainable. It's pure trash. I said that at the beginning of this show. I said there ain't nothing you can do to excuse what he did on that interception. The man was wide open from the get-go, and he looked right, then looked back left and throws late. That's as awful as it gets. Just pure trash. See, that's another thing. Some of y'all coming here late. See, you know what? Stop being tardy. Stop being tardy. Come to the stream on time or go back and start listening from the beginning. That way you don't miss nothing, so you ain't got to call me out on something that I already covered and you think that I'm being biased. Crazy to me, man. People are too soft these days, shaking my head. Man, it's crazy, man. The media actually believes Justin Fields give the Bears the best chance to win. Well, Tyrone, I can't say that he doesn't. I can't say that he doesn't because they didn't learn nothing playing us. Well, they learned something. They just learned that their offense sucks. They learned that their offense sucks playing us. Because not only did they not play our starting corners and our starting edge rushers, but they couldn't move the ball with their starting with their starting offense and our backup defense. They couldn't move the ball. And the crazy thing is, I can't even say nothing about our starting interior defensive lineman because we made it a point in that game to almost never rush more than 4. Like we would send 3 all day. Think about it, even go watch Justin Fields reps. We would send a consistent 3-man pass rush. Like we didn't even care. We weren't even trying to put pressure on the quarterback in these games. And even with the front 3, Fields had to roll out 70% of the time. We didn't even put pressure on them. And you know this team loves sending pressure. We were one of the highest blitzing teams in the NFL last year. Y'all know that. We do it all game if we could. You remember what that coach said? I remember they sent 21 blitzes in one game. So they're definitely coming. We didn't do none of that to Fields. And still couldn't pick up a first down against our second unit. And what amazes me is people sitting here praising Justin Fields when he started moving the ball after the second half, when he was playing against everybody on the field that ain't even gonna make the roster. 80% of the players that Justin Fields was playing against ain't even gonna make the roster. So how you know what he is? How you know if he ready? All I know is when he played our second team, he couldn't get a single first down. And them guys barely gonna play in the regular season. So I'm not saying that Justin Fields is a scrub or he ready or not ready, but you don't know that. You ain't seen this man in a real game. For all I know, he can come out and start the season against the Bucks. That ain't their first game, and he can go off and go crazy. Okay. But all I'm saying is people need to stop crowning people so early. Stop giving everybody the crown just because how much you like them in college. Now, Manuel, those are the type of comments I can get down with. He said he has all the intangibles. I agree. Those are the comments that I can rock with. That makes sense. But saying he has all the intangibles ain't giving him the crown. That's why that's a good comment. But everybody want to give everybody the crown, and they ain't did nothing in the NFL yet. It's crazy to me. And great observation. Oneron said TD PHINSTALK Fields could have started the game and still would not um have been against our best defensive unit. My point exactly. My point exactly. And even leading his team in field goal range before the half was because we were all in this passive play. We were no longer man-to-man bump and run being physical. We were playing eight yards off the line of scrimmage, and he was taking everything we gave him underneath. And I said it during the game. Good execution, taking what the defense gave you to put your team in the field goal range. Hey, TD, you're not going to make any practices this week versus Atlanta? Man, I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. My alarm is set for 4:30 a.m. When that alarm goes off and I stand up, if my body tells me I need to lay back down, then the answer is no. If my body tells me I can make it, then I will be headed down to practice in Atlanta. All I know is this morning my alarm went off and my body told me no, sir. So I laid back down. And thank God I did, because all they did was walkthroughs today anyway. All they did was walkthroughs. TD, you got COVID? Don't be putting that COVID on me, man. No, man, I gotta be honest with you. I think I had food poisoning, bro. Um, we had some seafood that didn't taste right, and then a few hours later, basically it was confirmation something was wrong. Me and my wife, we had some seafood. She stopped eating it. She was like, "Nah, I don't trust this. It just don't seem right." And I was like, "Yeah," but I ate a little more, and yeah. So, what's good, TD? You're good, homie. Get better. Fluids. Man, it went by fluids. Don't rush it. If we suck, we're gonna find out anyway. Yeah, but I kind of want to see us with the whole Atlanta deal, man. I want to see the Atlanta practice. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not gonna be crazy. Um, I'm not gonna be crazy and just go down there to go down there. If I'm not feeling well. Yo, TD, what do you think about Deshaun, man? We gotta make a move for the man. Listen, Miami Dolphins are smart. Um, Based off of what I've seen from Tua so far, it's not worth the risk. Before I saw what I've saw, it would have been worth the risk for me. But what I've saw from Tua so far this offseason, it's not worth the risk. But I will say this: the Houston District Attorney's Office has convened a grand jury so that they can determine officially whether or not there will be charges filed. So this will be a huge development for him. Once they know, if they say, yeah, they're filing charges, that gives a lot of NFL teams reason to say, yes, good thing they held off. And if they come back and say they're not going to be filing charges, then the NFL is going to be going crazy, and all the teams that were vying for him will try to pull a trigger and make a trade ASAP. Because once they officially hear no criminal charges and they know that it's only civil, no NFL team's going to care anymore. It's not criminal, it's civil. They're not going to care anymore. The only thing that NFL teams are worried about is something turning criminal, and at that point, them facing losing a lot of assets for a guy that may not be able to play at all. So that's what's going on with that situation. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see here. What team? Highest bidder. Matter of fact, the price goes all the way back up if the district attorney comes out and say they will not be filing charges. The price goes all the way up. They say feds got involved. Yeah, I'm not. I've read some articles about that, but I'm not gonna get into it because a lot of it is speculative. But the feds, from my understanding, may have gotten involved because there may be some foul play. But I'm staying away from it because I don't want to discredit what anybody has to say, any allegations. But the federal feds got involved because something's not adding up. I'll just put it like that. So I don't know. I don't know. We all don't know. It's a lot of speculation. Um, Austin Jackson playing weak, TD. Oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you, because that's another topic that I've been sitting here boiling about. I've been boiling and boiling and boiling, ready to check some people about. Another thing, leave the freaking offensive line alone. Y'all gotta stop this mess, man. Is it perfect? No. There's 32 teams in the NFL. Name me more than 2 offensive lines that's perfect. You can't. People around here making these little clips and stuff. Oh, look at Austin Jackson. He just was one of the worst today. I don't care. First of all, right after the game, Flores said he was pleased with how Austin Jackson played. And so was I. You know why? Do you know why? Because he didn't play freaking bad. People want to blow things out of proportion. First of all, did he hold his blocks off long enough for Tua to get the ball off? Did he hold his blocks long enough for Tua to get the ball off? The answer is yes. I don't care if the ball went free and he got shoved into Tua. I don't care if Tua got the ball out and then Tua got hit. I don't. He held his block long enough for Tua to get the ball out. Y'all act like y'all sit here expecting to see a perfect pocket the whole game, and then don't sit here and act like he ain't playing some of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. So for me, yeah, he got a little bullied in the game, but he still did his job. He still did his job. Do you know there's a such thing as doing your job even if it ain't pretty? What is his freaking job? To protect the quarterback. Did he get the man hit? No. I mean, he was thrown into him one time. And that was just bad. That was terrible for him. No excuse to that. But hey, I'm just saying, man, y'all act like guys are supposed to be perfect up front. This is a young offensive line core that will continue to grow and continue to get better and continue to become good pros. Let them grow. Stop looking for a perfect game. It's a concern moving forward, TD. Why? Why is it a concern, huh?
Why don't you tell me why it's a concern? You played one of the best defensive lines in the NFL who were attacking this man, and he still did his job. Even if it didn't look pretty, the job was done. So why is it a concern moving forward when he's going to be, number one, playing against less talent, and number two, if he plays against similar talent, he still got the job done. He still got the job done. And let's get another thing straight. I want you to go to half of those plays. I want you to go to half of those plays and go rewatch them. Go rewatch how the pocket was clean for a good 3.5 to 4 seconds. In the fifth second, where Tua finally got rid of the ball and the pressure got there, do you know that no quarterback in the NFL on average gets more than like 5 seconds to throw the ball? I want you to go to every play and count 3 Mississippis, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and pause the freaking video, and I bet you see a clean pocket all game. Maybe with the exception of one play, but I bet you see a clean pocket after 3 seconds. So I don't want to hear it, man. He can't run block, TD. This whole offensive line can't run block, so I don't want to hear that either. We've been established that. This whole O-line to me can't run block. I don't want to hear nothing about no individual being called out for run blocking. This whole O-line can't run block. That's why I've been telling y'all since last year, if you want to run the ball, do it out of a halfback draw on delayed handoffs. And what were we doing? Halfback draws out of delayed handoffs, and we were picking up some games. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. We traded for Greg Little, muscle. Oh my gosh. All I'm gonna say about the Greg Little trade, we gave up a 7th-round pick. Kudos to Chris Greer, a former 2nd-rounder who always gets hurt. And when they taking a chance, and it is definitely a chance worth taking if he can stay healthy and they can develop him. Do not expect Greg Little to come in and be that dude off rip, because first of all, he can't stay healthy. Hopefully, he's healthy now, and they'll work him out. Y'all got to understand, he hadn't had a consistent track of football in a long time due to his injuries always popping up. But it was worth it. Work him out, see if he can get better and better, and see if you can develop a young player. And if at some point you do, let's go. Greg Little's the guy. But as of right now, it's just a hope. Ain't nothing to get pumped about. Ain't nothing to be like, man, we got Greg Little, former 2nd-rounder. Yeah. Listen, come in, earn your respect, get the job done, and let this team know that you belong in the NFL, because the team you came from gave up on you. They gave up on him. Josh Rosen got cut by 49ers. Yes, I know. And Tim Tebow got cut by the Jags. Yes. Man, this is what I'm going to do right now. Invite a guest, copy link. I'm going to go in the comment section if I can. I don't know how to do this. How do I comment in the comment section? Y'all give me a second. Yeah, hold on, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Man, how do I comment in my own comment section? Y'all, give me a second. Y'all got to bear with me because I'm actually streaming on my phone. I didn't know I could put StreamYards on my phone, and I learned that today. And so I'm just trying to figure out how I can comment. I guess. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Okay. All right. I'm dropping the link. Think I got it. Hopefully y'all see. Yeah, it worked. It worked. Okay. I just dropped the link. If you want to come through, follow the link. Let's talk. Let's talk, man. Let me see. How would you know you can't see the future? Give them a chance to prove himself. The last time we had a little on the old line, he was a Hall of Famer. Man, I'll take that. I'll take that, man. Cap for life. What's up, man?
Hey, brother, man, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling okay, man. I'm feeling better, a little bit better.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I had to get on here once I heard offensive line not a concern. I mean, if we had an attempt more than 3 times to go after linemen and we sniffed on them, and hopefully this is not a third sniff, but if we've gone out the way to try to get more depth, don't you think there's somewhat of an issue?
Yeah, but again, I guess let me scale what I was saying. We got who we have. They're gonna always try to make it better. But for people to
Correct.
like push a panic button, that's where I'm like, no, it's not that kind of concern. Because they know they have young guys. Nobody expected us to have guys that are ready to be Pro Bowlers or be just great players. It's going to take time. So, yes, is it a concern for the Miami Dolphins? It's enough of a concern to where they're going to keep trying to look to upgrade. But the sky isn't falling. Because if the sky was falling, they wouldn't be trading for a 7th-round pick for somebody. Instead, they'd be giving a 2nd-round pick for a legitimate offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean it's to get the price that we're getting for these guys that are coming out. I mean, yeah, Chris Greer is doing his due diligence by getting the aggressiveness and going after the bodies, for a low price. And it's just like, and it's I think I was talking with
I'm sorry, bro. You're breaking up pretty bad. Ladies and gentlemen in the comment section, because I want to make sure it's not me. Is did Cap for
hello.
Life, was he breaking up a little or was it just me? Hold on, Cap. I just need to know if it's a me issue or if that was yours.
Well, let me make it let me make it simple, man. Let me get the hell out of here. Go somewhere where there's a good signal.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. You notice what's going on, man?
What's up, TD? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm sad.
Talk
I'm
to me,
sorry you're
man.
not feeling well.
Oh, I'll be all right, man.
Yeah. Let's continue from there. The line. I'd find it odd that you're so willing to be so critical of Tua and like defending Austin Jackson so hard. Like, I don't get it. He didn't play well. I mean, he didn't. He just didn't, and he has to be better, and we have to hold him to a higher standard. So I'm not saying he's never going to be good. I don't think that's true. I think he needs work, and I think he needs to put in practice. But let's not pretend like there's not a lot of room for improvement there.
Well, I know there's room for improvement, but are you trolling me right now?
No,
You said I'm criticizing Tua.
no. I said no. You said it's okay to be critical of Tua.
Yeah, it's okay to be critical of everyone. I'm not talking about Austin Jackson and his personal development. I'm talking about how people are trying to come down and make it seem like he needs to be replaced tomorrow.
No.
That's what I'm talking about. They're writing a narrative. He was so awful that he needs to be replaced tomorrow. I just got one question. As many issues that even maybe you have saw in that game, did he get the job done? Yes or no in the pass protection?
I mean, he wasn't in that long, so I guess technically you would have to say yes. But I think the problem is you can't keep that up forever. Like he gave up like 4 pressures in 3 drives. I mean, that's not good. Those are going to be sacks.
Do you recognize these pressure? But why would they be sacks? The play was converted. See, I don't.
No, yeah, but eventually that's going to get broken through. Like, you know what I mean? If that keeps happening, he's not going to hold it like that every time. You're going to lose those.
No, I don't prescribe to that. There's no such thing as an eventual. You either do it or you don't. You either do it or you don't. You mean to tell me if a guy holds his man for 4 seconds and gives it up at the 5th second, that's a huge concern?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, but he was ended up in Tua's lap like 3 or 4 times. Like,
and I want you to go back and watch the film and go count the seconds for when he ended up in his lap. Go count the second when the ball was hiked to where the ball was thrown and he contacted Tua. Go count and see how long. Now I give you one where he was pushed into him. That was just bully. But again, playing against one of the best players in the NFL. But at the same token, go look at the seconds. All we want to do is look at the end result. Look at him got pushed in. He ended up in Tua lap. And don't forget, one of the plays, Tua was evading the pressure on the right side. He slid closer over to Austin Jackson's side when he got pushed into his lap on another one. All I'm saying is he got his work cut out for him. He needs to improve. He needs to get better just like everybody else. But to make it seem like this, what I'm hearing from a lot of people, they need to replace him. They need to go get another guy.
No, I don't think that's true yet.
Now, if you want to say, man, they need to go get Laramie Tunsil, I'll be all on that train. If you want to name any left tackle that's one of the best in the league, I'll be all over that train right now. But when have I ever said get rid of Austin Jackson? And when have I ever said get rid of Tua Tagovailoa unless it was for a top 5 player at the same position?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm being quite fair on both ends. They both have work to be done. But what I was basically saying on Austin Jackson, Liam, the job got done. And when I count the seconds, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, ball out, Tua gets hit by Jackson from getting pushed into him. You still did the job. It can get prettier. It can get better. But the job was done. Now, run blocking, that's a whole other thing. I don't feel like nobody on this O-line can do that.
Right. But right now, what do you think if we're going to come up with what's the weakest part of the team right now, it has to be the line, right?
The offensive line?
Yeah. I mean, what else is that? Like, if we're gonna be unsuccessful this year, who would it fall on?
It will fall solely on the run game.
I'm just saying position groups. Like, who are you most worried about? I'm most worried about what it seems to me is the line is the weakest, looks the weakest right now.
The O-line is the weakest, but I would like to make sure we gear that to the run game.
I hope so. I mean,
that's it. Because the way our O-line is playing in the passing game is acceptable. It's good enough, and all they can do is get even better as time goes.
Yeah, I hope they do.
The run game is abysmal. That's why we, just like last year, we had to run the ball a lot out of the shotgun.
Yeah.
So the run game, but here's the problem. Here's the problem that the Miami Dolphins face. If you ever want to improve the run game, and here's the sad part of it all, this ain't the line to do it. I don't see these guys really transforming into these excellent run blockers. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, but I don't see guys. I see guys who can protect the quarterback better than they can create run lanes.
I think just because they're young, it gives me some kind of hope that they can get better. 4 of them are super young.
That's what you're banking on.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part about it.
And one other thing I wanted to say to you was the conversation. Oh shit, are you up there?
Yeah.
All right. The conversation you had today with the viewers, I think, was super important. I think I sent you a message a while back. That one of the things I think that was like why people were calling you a hater is because I don't think I ever remember you coming out and saying that you thought Tua had it in him to be good or great one day. You just didn't see it right now that he wasn't great yet. And I think it was important to make that distinction because.
But I've been saying that.
No. I'm saying I think you I don't think you meant to do this, but I think you attracted and made a space for a lot of people who really are truly haters, and I don't think you're one of them. To gather together and and just have that kind of environment because there was a lot of criticism coming from you towards Tua, and I just think it's really important that you did that today, where you clarified, I'm not one of you guys if you're a person who's a hater. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I got to be fair on that end too. I think a lot of people dislike Tua. They built the dislike for him because of all of the overpraise that wasn't deserved at the moment. I think some people that rubbed him the wrong way, he got praised for things that deserved non-praise. They would get on other people to build him up and make him look better. And a lot of people that rubbed the wrong way and they just disliked him for that reason. And I think that they gravitated towards this channel more because I called it how I saw it, and it was more pretty much what was actually happening at the time. But now some people went off to the deep end, if you ask me, because if you had something negative to say about that performance, other than the interception on Saturday, you've gone off to the deep end. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I'm so excited. He looks so good. I really thought so.
Yeah. Now that interception, no excuse. That's just bad. But at the end of the day, man, that's some deep end stuff to criticize that to that degree. But I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm gonna get to someone else.
Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. All right, man. Who is this? Let's see. Oh, got a good one. Hold on. What's up, Elliot?
How you doing, TD?
I'm good. You told me let me in. Don't be scared. What's up?
How you doing, brother? I appreciate you letting me in. I am a Bills fan, but
oh my gosh,
disclosure, man. I actually do love your channel. I think you're highly.
I appreciate it, man.
And I love when you come over on the AFC Roundtable over to Dan Mitchell's channel and mix it up, and it's always a lot of fun, man. So I will be respectful, but I am going to throw a few opinions out there and get some responses from you. So I just put it in the chat too, and I think this is true. I think Tua is the JJ Redick of the NFL right now.
JJ Redick, huh?
You know, he came out of Alabama. He's easy to hate. Alabama quarterbacks don't typically do good. And you're right, he did get a lot of roses before he done shit. And, you know, being a guy who would see Josh Allen developing and having a lot of confidence and having to eat so much crow from whether it be you or the national media or other people just saying, he ain't, and he's really come a long ways. Now, realistically, honest to God, I hope to see Tua develop. I would love to see the 90s style rivalry between the Bills and the Fins come right back to where it was. You know what I mean? I think it's great, way better than dealing with the Patriots. I even live in Florida. You know, I'm from New York. I live in Florida. So I'm surrounded by y'all. But with that being said, I'm just not sure that Tua is your guy. I'm just being 100% honest with you. I haven't seen anything that's left me too inspired. And quite frankly, I think the Week 17 game versus the Bills told you guys all you need to know. It was win and get in. He threw 3 turnovers. And I just, quite frankly, I hope he develops. I hope that's just a big learning step. I truly do. I would love to see the rivalry, like I said. But to me, that was it. I was left so uninspired. And I kind of feel for you guys. You have the draft assets to correct the mistake if it's not right. I hope you don't waste him on Watson. I want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I haven't even looked at the next draft class coming out. I'm not even going to go talk about those, but I do think you guys have a hell of a defense, and I really like Flores. I like what you're doing. I just, if I think you'll know by the end of the season if you see enough development to go for year 3 or to reset with the draft capital you have now. Am I completely wrong?
Well, you kind of cleaned it up at the end because you were totally wrong at the beginning. But at the end, you said, I think you got the rest of this year to see if you can go forward. That's fair. But the comments before that were just blasphemous.
Oh, I've been trolling y'all a little bit. I've been trolling y'all because you know why?
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm about to point out everything you just said that was pure trolling. Okay. So first of all, let's get to your blasphemous comments. Okay, about Tua Tagovailoa. So you mean to tell me that you've seen enough to tell you he ain't the guy? That's what you started out saying, right?
For me, so far,
all right. So after Josh Allen's first year, what, he showed you enough?
I saw so much. Yes, I was left so inspired to see what he could do more. He was so raw.
Josh Allen's rookie season inspired you.
If you knew, I mean, okay, just full disclosure. His rookie season, we had one of the worst O-lines in the league, and our receivers were, his leading receiver was Zay Jones. Let's just be real. And Kelvin Benjamin was the second leading receiver. Come on. We had nobody around. They didn't even want Allen to play. We were supposed to roll with Peterman. That blew up so hard week 1. That was the worst coaching decisions that we've made under the team McBean or Brandon Beane and Coach McDermott era, hands down. Peterman blew up in her face. We weren't even supposed to, like, Allen was supposed to come in if Peterman sucked like halfway through the season. He wasn't even supposed to play that rookie
year.
Oh
my gosh. I'm sitting here talking to an Alleneer. I'm talking to an Alleneer. No, let me hop in here. Let me hop in here real quick.
All right, you're good.
Let me hop in here. I'm talking to an Alleneer here. First of all, you're sitting here saying that he showed you enough his rookie season. I'm going to give you that. You're a Buffalo fan, whatever.
Yep.
Why don't you answer me? Riddle me this. Because there's one thing that I've learned about Josh Allen in 2 years straight. And we're not going to talk about his trash rookie season that you felt gave you the stamp of approval. Let's talk about year 2 and year number 3. There's something that was in common because, again, I'm only relaying this to your comments on Tua. You said the last game of the season told you everything you need to know with 3 turnovers. Help me understand. What was the last game of the season in 2 years ago for the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans? Well, how did that go for Josh Allen?
True story. The picture at the end of that game, Josh Allen's face, that was a kick in the dick and everything you need to know. But you know what? There's 2 things that can happen, and this is same for Tua. 2 things that can happen out of that. Either you can get kicked in the dick and you're never going to recover, or you're going to work your ass off and never let it happen again. Like
he didn't recover. You just dug yourself deeper. Hold on. You just dug yourself deeper. You just dug yourself deeper. Hold on. So I'm going to make the assumption that he got kicked and never made the mistake again is where you're going with this. But tell me what happened in the AFC Championship game. It's always the biggest game of his career when he looked like pure trash, boo-boo, doo-doo the fool, and the only numbers he put up was in the 4th quarter in trash time.
You're right. He didn't, like, the whole team didn't play good. And I put this, you could say what you want to say about Allen in that game. I'm not going to hold it against you. That's your opinion. It is a team game. And my problem when we play the Chiefs personally, our safeties play 30 yards back. We're trying to hold that deep pass. It lets too much. Anybody can dink and dunk.
We're talking about your offense. We're talking about your offense. Josh Allen. Don't change the subject. Josh Allen was trash.
Josh Allen, all right, you can say that if you want to. I think
what would you say if you were being honest? If it wasn't your team and you watched Josh Allen, how did he look in the first 3 quarters? Maybe you've seen enough in that too.
Hey, to your point, I'm meeting Carl and saying that what I've seen enough with Tua, but it's not just that one game. I just haven't been left inspired by Tua. Allen has left me inspired over and over and over again. And I've seen the progression. I've seen him make the playoffs, seen him lose a game, seen him make the playoffs the next year, get us all the way to the AFC Championship game. What's going to happen this year? Super Bowl? Oh shit! I'll be so upset.
Oh my! So you don't want? So Tua's not allowed to get the same benefit of the doubt. Did y'all make the playoffs, Josh Allen rookie year?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so So we're seeing that Tua has improved this offseason, but he can't get the same benefit of the doubt. But it's okay. It's okay.
The national media is never going to be fair. It's way less fair, I think. Like they want to see Tua succeed more than they want to see Josh Allen succeed. I think.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That's why he got so many roses off the bat. And Josh couldn't even find a compliment.
Tua's roses doesn't come from the national media. It comes from the fan base.
Okay.
He's one of the few people that don't need the media to still have hype. Matter of fact, a large part of the media don't believe in Tua. A large part of the media didn't like him, say he just doesn't have it. You see, Colin Cowherd goes at him every chance he gets. Now he's starting to flip-flop on that. Skip Bayless always.
They did the same with Josh. You can see his flops, his takes flip-flop throughout the years.
That's all fair, but it amazes me that a Buffalo Bills fan out of all fan bases that had Josh Allen could have any right to talk about Tua's first year.
Well, quite frankly, it comes down to fit with organization. And the reason I believe Josh Allen is having as much success as he's had is because he's perfect for Buffalo, right?
Trash.
Okay. Perfect for Buffalo. We'll take that trash and we'll win a championship with it.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I hope Josh Allen take y'all to the Super Bowl one day, just so you can go 5-0 at losing. Just so you can go 5-0 at losing. When the last time y'all won a Super Bowl?
Oh, I know you did this with Dan the other night.
That's right.
I'm not going down that fucking rabbit hole with you. Sorry.
The people watching, they want to hear you say it. When the last time you won a Super Bowl?
Before the merger.
That's just funny in itself. Before the merger. Man, y'all don't even have a right to speak in this NFL.
Hey. Okay. The NFL is a what have you done for me lately year. And what have you done for me? Josh Allen, he's leading our team to the AFC Championship.
Y'all ain't did nothing either but go to the AFC Championship and get obliterated.
I'm trying to be nice here and say I hope you guys find similar success with Tua. I would like nothing more to see the Bills and the Finns battling out for the AFC East and the Patriots back at the bottom feeders like they were before the Brady and Belichick era. People forget they were the freaking Browns of the NFL before that. Let's get back to those days. Let's have some fun because you know what? You're a fun channel. I love watching you guys.
It's all love. You know I'm trolling you, bro. You know I'm trolling you, messing with you. But I got to correct one thing you just said. You said you hope Tua has, the same success Josh Allen has. We don't want Tua to have the same success Josh Allen has. We want Tua to have Super Bowls in his future. We want him to actually win. We want him to go to the Super Bowl and actually win it. That's something Josh Allen will never, ever, 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 ever do.
Well, that hurts me in the heart, and I don't believe you. But if you had similar success, I think you'd be pretty happy if you guys.
Nope. I don't want my quarterback being good enough to get destroyed in the AFC Championship game every year.
Okay. Well,
I don't want my quarterback like Lamar Jackson winning the MVP just to be trash in the regular season. I don't want my quarterback. I want my quarterback to be Brady-esque. I want him to be Manning-esque. I want my quarterback to win. And that's what Tua gonna do. Because y'all are on the clock, the Buffalo Bills, your time, it was shortly lived and you couldn't get it done.
Let's hope you learned something from that Week 17 loss then and comes back because
we learned all we needed to.
You're gonna be in the same boat I was when that look on his face like Allen was after losing to Houston. And that game, like, bro, that game hurt. You know what I mean? But you know what? He came back stronger. And guess what? The AFC Championship game hurt. And he's gonna come back stronger. And I can't wait to see it. We're gonna light the league on fire this year.
See, that's the difference. When we go to the first round playoffs this year with Tua, we ain't gonna lose like Josh Allen did to Houston. We gonna win.
It's playoff football, TD. You're so confident, man. It's playoff.
That's right. I'm confident. You love your team. You confident. You know. See, y'all guessing in Buffalo. You know why? You got the 4 Super Bowl loss syndrome. That's why.
And you know what? And I was like 6-10 when that happened. So it's tough because like I remember it, but man, I can't even like imagine being like the fan I am now, going through that, So I really hope we can rewrite some history. And you know what? I hope you guys the best of luck. And if Tua isn't the guy, look forward to Jacoby Brissett as your starter after your bye week.
Wow. Well, we'll see, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. It's all love.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You're great. Seriously, love the channel. Keep up the work. And for now, go Bill. But good luck. Have a healthy season, Vince fans.
Thanks, bro. Got to give it to them Buffalo fans every chance we get, man. What's up, Ian Ball? What's going on, Roberto?
Hey, what's up?
Yep.
How y'all doing, man?
What's up, EM?
What's up? Y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we get you.
All right, I might crack up a little bit, so just bear with me.
What you got on the topic, man?
He can go first.
Okay. Hey, so I just wanted to touch on the O-lineman situation. You know, just something that I was thinking about. You think with this O-line situation, it could come from coaching, why it's doing so bad, and not the players? I hate to think that Greer couldn't land on one of these top 3 linemen that we drafted last year. It could play into the situation of us having multiple offensive coordinators, and maybe that's one of the reasons why we can't find so much success is we don't have the right coaching to do the job.
That whole coaching thing, man, I'm gonna be honest, is one of the areas that rubs me the wrong way. There's something going on where first of all, we ain't been able to keep coordinators. I don't know if y'all heard the article recently. Changeli actually spoke out recently. Have y'all heard about it?
No, I didn't check into it.
He basically said he was shocked. He was floored whenever they benched Tua. I mean, they benched Fitzpatrick.
Right.
And they decided to go with Tua. He was like shocked. He felt like the offense was actually starting to establish something and stuff. But I'm starting to feel like when I'm hearing these things, something's not on the same page.
Right.
And I don't know how much coordination Flores is truly having with the OCs or how much the general managers have their hands in the day-to-day action. You know, I'm a little lost in this whole how we're running it. I'll just put it like that. You hear it today with the press conference and stuff, about who's calling the play, how it's coming down, and all type of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff. It's kind of confusing me.
Right. And I don't want the fan base to get, caught up in what the media is saying. They're not in the building with the Dolphins, so they don't really know what's going on and how it's getting done. So for us not to understand something, right, we're going to down it. We're going to shoot it down it because we don't understand it. But I want success to come from it. But I don't know. I just think it's more than just the O lineman sucking. I think it's a scheme. If we don't have good guys that can block, then we got to coach them up and use the right scheme to make plays happen. More screenplays or I really didn't look into what type of scheme we're running, but we got to do something as far as coaching, at this point.
It
definitely is the only thing that I feel like can hold us back from being a great team. We have the defense. The defense going to show up.
Well, what'd you think about the play call on Saturday?
I don't think what we see in the preseason is what we're going to see in the regular season. Right, so I don't feel like I can really judge it the right way.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's necessarily true.
No,
yeah, that's I don't know where to that's actually not true. So like when people say that they're not trying to tip their hand, of course they're not trying to tip their hand, but at the same token, some of the plays you saw in preseason are base plays. Those plays can be played at any time during any game. I mean, you game plan for the team that's in front of you.
Right.
You bring it now, they're going to hold some of the wrinkles. Like every formation that we ran out there against the Bears has a few different wrinkles you can add into the play.
Correct.
And all they're not doing is showing wrinkles, and those wrinkles only get played anyway if the Bears or whatever team you're playing are playing you a certain type of way. So, when people say like we're not showing our hand, nobody shows their hand, but they don't even show it in the regular season. Everything is catered to the team you're playing. Every package you run, there are certain plays that you won't run against the Chiefs ever. But when you go play the Chargers, that's the package you want to use,
Right.
So I don't never really think through it that way as far as that's not what we're gonna be running. But you can get used to, I guess what we need to pay attention to is the situational football in the game.
Right.
That's another thing about the game. When people say that, he didn't like Tua didn't punch in a touchdown, right? I want you to think about that second drive we had a field goal. Remember Tua was throwing the ball all up and down the field and got us down there?
Right.
Nobody's talking about the fact that we ran the ball 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. That was one of the bad decisions I felt like our OCs put together. But then I also felt like, well, maybe because it's preseason, they're going to try to work on the goal line.
Thank you. Preseason isn't about just running plays to win. Preseason is trying to get an evaluation of every situation that you could put a player in to see how they handle it on the field. So when we ran that ball on first down and we picked up like 6 yards, that's huge. That basically says you're allowed to run on second down.
Yeah.
And if you picked up 2 more yards in the run, you got 3rd and 2. It's not a bad thing to run on 3rd and 2. The difference is they were actually getting they also are trying to get a certain amount of run reps in too to look at a few players, look at some of these O linemen and how they're handling their blocking assignment on certain plays. So when the 3rd run didn't work and we ended up punting the ball, it was what it was.
Yeah, it was what it was. Right. I'll go with that. Right. I just to kind of change gears real quick. I feel like I like Ahmed better than I do Brown and Gaskins as a starting running back.
We don't have a starting running back. We don't have
No, I know they don't. I know they don't, but I don't know if they're trying to fit in Brown just to kind of see what he does behind our O-line, but I feel like our O-line is built for guys like Gaskin and Ahmed for now.
Gaskins is going to be the workhorse. Brown is going to be a guy who comes in and gives quality reps. Because he's going to get some good playing. Let me. I'm gonna take a guess here. That doesn't mean this is what's going to happen because it's all dependent on the opponent and what we need. But if I were to guess right now, Gaskins is going to get about 60% of the carries. Brown is going to get a good 25. And Ahmed is going to get the remaining, what's left, whatever's left, 15 or whatever.
Right. I hear that.
That's what I believe is going to end up happening. Gaskins is actually going to be a guy who is going to have an opportunity to get close to having 1,000 yards this season. I believe it.
Hey, you're cutting in and out, TD.
Well, can you hear me now?
Nah.
You can't hear me?
No, sir. I mean, it sounds like you're a robot.
Give me a second, bro.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Is it clear?
Yeah, you're clear. You're good to go.
You're good.
Yeah, Gaskins is gonna own the position.
No, yeah, and I think that's the right choice. But I do think there's some work that Ahmed can get in there too. And
remember, I think that I'm actually hopeful that the Miami Dolphins turn into a 65-35 team.
As far as passing?
I want to pass the ball 65% of the time.
No, yeah, I'm with that.
It's the strength of your team. Your O-line is better pass blockers than they are run blockers.
Right, 100.
And then when you hand it off on a halfback draw, your young scat guys like Gaskins is always going to get you positive yardage.
Right.
And in all this I formation and stuff, I'm telling you, if I see it during the regular season, I'm going to call it out because I'm telling you, I don't see no success coming out of it. Maybe a few play actions and things of that nature, but I don't see any success coming out of running power formations.
No, right, same. with the weapons that we have at wide receiver, you got to spread the ball out. You know,
But the crazy
Trick.
thing is, we just don't even know what that's going to look like. We haven't had our full wide receiving core in camp yet.
Right.
And now, supposedly they'll be practicing tomorrow, all of them, but they're just gonna warm them up, like slowly get them into it.
Yeah, spoon feed them. Yeah.
So the truth is, we're gonna go into the third preseason game, but those guys probably still won't even play. So we're gonna get, and then game one, you still won't have your full core because Fuller is suspended for the first week.
Yeah, right. We still got a loaded hand, even though Fuller suspended that first game.
Yeah, but
Hey, those
that's why
guys
I
are
was
healthy.
happy with Tua's performance because he did that with all the second and third unit receivers.
Right. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you bringing me on, TD. I don't want to hold you guys up. Hey, just keep doing the good work, man. Feel better.
I appreciate you, man.
Fins up. Hey, I like the verse on the track too, baby.
Oh yeah, man. It's actually out now, man. If you want to get the song, I know it's on Apple Music, Spotify,
Yeah.
all those platforms.
Oh, good.
So yeah.
I dropped the kids off in the morning at school, the little babies, and like, man, put TD on.
My son, man, I'll be driving in the car. My son won't stop singing.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I said my son just keeps singing it in the car, asking to put it on. That's what's up, though, man. I appreciate you, man. I'll get with you later.
Yeah, thank you, TD.
No problem. But yeah, man, Ian, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
All right, what you got on it, man?
I won't be long, but the O-line is being criticized a lot stronger than it really needs to be honest.
Why do you think that is?
Well, for one, I mean, we went up against a Bears pass rush that's one of the better ones, and Tua was not sacked, or he wasn't even really hit. And also, everyone's saying, "Oh, well, I think it's." I'm not going to say who it is, but someone was is making it Flores' responsibility that O-line is not amazing. That's on Greer. Flores is about defense.
Yeah.
And also, I like Robert Hunt. Like, I think he could be a Pro Bowler in 2 to 3 years, to be honest.
Man, I just think that all of these young guys, they just have to have that year this year that makes a name for themselves. They have to tell the Dolphins that it's okay to move on from them. Because I want you to really think about this. The Dolphins have they have draft capital next year. They got two-thirds, 2/4, 2/6. They got a second. They got the first. And then the year after, they got 2 firsts and 2 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And the way I always look at it is like this. I want all y'all to try to practice this. Think about right now, before this season starts, who does the Miami Dolphins need to draft next year? I want y'all to think about that because that might help you get a good perspective of the team a year before they even play. Who does the Miami Dolphins need to draft right now, next year? Now, the reason why I said to think of that is because it's going to change at the end of the season. You're going to see holes that you didn't think you had, or you're going to see some guys get better than you thought they were. But it helps you understand the age of certain people. It helps you understand that they still have an opportunity to develop, and it would be crazy. That's like saying next year they need to draft a left tackle, which would basically be saying we got Austin Jackson wrong. Bam, done. Next year they need.
Oh, keep going.
Next year they would need. So I'll just say you got to go through the roster as of right now today before the season even starts. And who would you draft next year?
and you might start to look at things a little different. You might not even start with the O line outside the right tackle.
Yeah, I feel like the left tackle spot is fine as of right now because I think Austin Jackson's going to be 21 and so is Noah on opening day. So, like, these guys can't develop at all. Like, they're not allowed to develop, especially Noah. He's a corner. Corners take a while to develop.
And you
Marlon
got
Humphrey,
plenty of them.
he was to start. He wasn't that great, but some years of development, and he's one of the better corners in the league. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes time for corners to develop, especially in a league where all the rules are predicating on getting those big passing plays going.
Let me. I got a side note this real quick and go off of what you're saying. So somebody in the comment section said a center. Yeah, they said Tyrone said a center. How has Jesse Davis looked? I mean, I'm sorry, Dieter. Sorry, not Jesse Davis. Dieter.
Yeah, I probably one of Dieter's, you would say fanboys. I was disappointed in him the past couple of years, but looking at him at center, I actually think he's can be a good center. He isn't having
He's
snapping
turning the
problems
corner.
as of right now.
He's
Yeah,
played very good football. He's actually been one of the few bright spots on the O line.
And and don't forget, he at the Senior Bowl he worked at center. So even though I did want Quinn Miners really badly, when we didn't draft him, I was like, you know what? Hopefully Dieter can play center because I always knew he could play center. And when they got Skurr, I'm like, either he'll be start or he'll be a backup. It depends on his still as a Yeeps. But I like Dieter at center. I think the Dolphins need to get, if Liam Eichenberg stays at guard, which I don't like, if he's not a right tackle, which I'd be okay with, but we'll see what happens. If he is not a right tackle, draft a right tackle. We got a left tackle, left guard. We'll see what happens there. I like Dieter at center. Hunt is the right guard. Do not move him back at right tackle. He wasn't a bad right tackle, but I think he could be an even better right guard. So I would say find a right tackle if Liam Eichenberg is not it.
I think right now a right tackle is the thing if they're not going to put Eichenberg there to see what he can do, because I'm still floored at that. I thought they would start him there to see what he could do versus guard. But he is a rookie, so, Flores, they always have their ways of switching a position as a rookie just to give you a better feel.
Yeah, and I was
I
about to
feel
say
like
that, like, they've done this before. They put Tunsil at left guard. He became a left tackle. They did the same thing with Hunt. So just if he does start at left guard, that doesn't mean that he can't be a right tackle. He's cross
true.
training except for Austin Jackson, all these linemen I think can cross train.
True. And my thing is this whole Michael Dieter thing, man. I will just put it like this. He's actually impressed because nobody expected him to hold the position down. Is he playing top 5 center? Absolutely not. But he's playing well enough. And this is what people need to understand. People need to understand where Flores comes from in the thought process of the game of football, the positions, what money they're going to spend, the type of caliber player that you need at a position. The personnel wise is going to be just like the Patriots way, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason. There is a reason when the Patriots were going on their run, their little mini dynasty at the time, why for 7 years straight they spent the least amount of money out of the entire NFL on offensive linemen and still won Super Bowls. They literally spent less than $22 million every year on their entire O-line, including reserves. I'm talking about 8 players. 8 players worth. 8 guys they spent less than $22 million for 7 years on. There's a reason for that. Because they never needed the best of the best.
Hey, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
All right, you good.
Sorry.
These guys just ended up being some of the best after developing for a few years. That's what they do. They get offensive linemen that nobody know about. They end up playing so sound, and they end up just improving and improving and improving and getting better and better and better.
And then by the time their rookie deal is up and it's time for them to get big money, they ship them off and bring the next project in. The only difference with the way the Patriots have always done it and the way we're doing it, they've always had somebody for these young kids to come sit behind for a whole year where they didn't even play. But we didn't have that luxury because we rebuilt the whole thing from scratch. So they have to build these young players that they had to put in the trenches from day one into the fire. They had to throw them into the fire right away. And these kids are going to take a few years to develop, but I would say don't fall in love with any of them anyway, because they're going to just keep on drafting them and letting them sit behind these guys for a few years. And that's exactly what they're doing. I'm telling you, when we draft somebody on the O-line next year, I won't be surprised if we don't get a tackle next year in the draft. And that tackle may not even start. That tackle might play guard or be a backup to a guy that we already have. Austin Jackson may be playing his third year next year. And the tackle, we might draft the left tackle anyway to sit behind him. That's how they're going to be doing things. So get ready for it. And you'll see, man, they're going to start rotating these players out over the years. They're going to figure it out. Another thing, man, I still can't get off of the fact that our defense is just going to be so great, in my opinion. I just love what I saw versus the Bears. I saw a smothering defense. I am a little, I want to see how the edge is going to do. We really got no edge play. Like, if you really look at the film and you go watch the preseason game, there were too many plays where we were just rushing three. None of the edge rushers, linebackers were coming in for the quarterback. There's times where the fourth guy got sent. But I'm just curious, how is that going to look? Because the one thing I don't want is just a three-man rush and giving the quarterback plenty of time. Now, don't get me wrong. We still flush people out of the pocket. We still flush people out of the quarterbacks out of the pocket. But at the same token, man, when our starting corners get there, and they say Nick Needham was working in the slot today, because, that's another thing I've been confused about. Coleman has been like one of the only guys in the slot, and it was almost like his position to lose. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. Even though he's playing good football, I don't like it. The way Nick Needham has been playing, he needs every opportunity to be a starter. And we all know he ain't starting over Byron or X. They need to go ahead and ramp up his reps in the slot and let Nick Needham and Coleman have a straight up battle, because up to this point, they've allowed Coleman to just own that position. They've allowed him to just own it. But they said, in the walkthroughs today, Needham was playing some slot. And I think that that's a good look, because he needs an opportunity to be on that field starting. This man been putting in work, getting better and better. And EM called it, man. He was one of the first ones to call it. I don't like giving him credit, but he called it. And Needham keeps on impressing, keeps putting the work in and getting better and better. Keeps on. And it's crazy, man. I just think that he needs to be on that field. He's played so well. He needs to be on that field. What's up, Donald? I see you in here. He said, what's up, EM? EM in here? Oh, there he is. Good seeing you both. Fins up. I like Needham a lot. He improved. Let me tell you, but it makes me nervous, because I thought that Needham played excellent defense on those plays versus the Bears. But the thing that I don't like in the NFL is that they disrespect players that don't have the big name like him. And I feel like in a regular season, they'll try to throw flags where they don't belong on plays like that. That's what I hate about it. Anyway, man, that's pretty much, man. I'm about to actually get me some more rest and chill out for a little bit. And hopefully I feel better early in the morning so I can take that drive down and watch the practice.
But I'll keep y'all posted on that, man. And if I do end up going down, I might do the stream just like this from training camp, man. Cause it's pretty cool. I could be narrating camp this way. But anyway, man, get your rest, TD. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. Thank you for everybody telling me to feel better. Hopefully I wake up tomorrow and I'm at 100 so I can get back to doing what I love. That's covering my Dolphins. But wait, hold on. Who is that? No. My bad. Can y'all hear me? Get better, TD. Oh, there it is. All right, yeah, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, appreciate y'all. Somebody said hot chocolate. Feel better today. I will, man. I'm good. I'm on the better side of it. I'll put it like that. All right, man. Time to go. And shout out to my wife, always holding me down, even when I'm down. She took care of me today. So y'all make sure y'all give her some kudos in the comment section, just in case you go back and read it. But yeah, love y'all. Somebody said you need electrolytes. She got me some Gatorade, she got me some soups, she got me all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. So I think she in there making something for me now. But also, man, if y'all want to check out some of the exclusive content, make sure you subscribe to my OnlyFans at TDPHINSTALK. Oh man, I gotta stop that. TD, hope you feel better. Fins up. Appreciate y'all, man. If y'all want that new track, Fins Up, man, go check it out on Apple Music, Spotify, DWA, Solo D. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out, man. TD, did you explain the Tua hate? Yeah, at the beginning of the stream, I went through all of that. Miami got it. All right, y'all gonna keep me here forever with all y'all comments. I gotta go, man. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Peace. I am out.